Hello and welcome to a quick update from me, Mr. Sears, your head teacher at Northlands Wood Primary. We are very excited to be reopening to all our pupils on Monday. Of course, that's what the government have advised us and asked us to do, which we are delighted and excited to do. And we know we'll be welcoming back the vast majority of our children from Monday. There are one or two children who are shielding because of medical reasons, and we will look forward to welcoming them back when they return. But certainly we'll be in touch with them regularly, and we have got all sorts of plans in place to remain connected with them as they continue their learning and development at home. For those who are coming back on Monday, I hope you are excited and looking forward to it as much as we are at school. Certainly plans are in place. As you would expect, we have revised and reviewed and updated our risk assessments. We have looked at our procedures and our arrangements right from the drop-off point through till the pick-up point at the end of the day, and indeed including our before and after school club, Treehouse, which we look forward to reopening. And certainly Mrs. Panico and Mrs. Arnold and Miss May are delighted to be getting back into the throes of seeing our groups of children where we offer that wraparound provision both before and after school club. It may be that your work circumstances have changed, that you now want to explore what options there are at school for those before and after school club. We may well have some spaces on the days that you require that. So if you do want to know more, or you're just curious as to what it looks like, there's certainly some information on our school website. You can obviously email into the office, or indeed contact Mrs. Panico directly. Her email is treehouse@northlandswood.co.uk, or there is a phone number on the website. So for anything like that, please do get in touch and we'll see what we can do to help you and support you. Talking of help and support, I hope you feel supported. I hope you feel communicated with. I hope you feel that you have been part of our school community, even though you may have been learning remotely, learning from home for the vast majority of the past 8 weeks. Day to day, we've had around between 90 and 100 pupils on site. They are some of our vulnerable pupils and indeed children whose parents are critical workers, and on those days have had their roles to fulfill and therefore have required their children to be in school for them to do that. It's been lovely having them on site, and we have been able to provide for them, and hopefully you feel as though we have continued to provide for you at home as well. The feedback we've been getting has been wonderful. I know that children and parents alike have appreciated the Zoom calls, both morning greetings and also the elements of live lessons and parts of where we've been providing those. There have been some interventions and other elements that have been taking place for certain pupils, and indeed all the aspects of Seesaw and Google Classroom have been well received and have enabled us as a school to continue that engagement with you at home, and also for you to share your views and thoughts and certainly the work and learning that you've been very busy doing. We're incredibly proud of what you as our children have done, and immensely proud of you as parents for stepping up into that role as their teacher for this period of time, and working in conjunction with our teachers as we move forward in partnership together. Something we certainly pride ourselves in, and having that combined view of how we work with our children and support them in all manner of ways. Needless to say, coming back to school is right. We're excited about it, and from Monday we will all be back in one place, apart from those, as I've mentioned before, who maybe just needing a couple more weeks off for various reasons. We hope that you have read the guidance, that you are familiar with how to drop off your children and collect them in our safe and controlled way. They're very similar to what we were like before Christmas. So in the autumn term, there are the staggered entries through both sides of the school, up through the main entrance, and also for some of our older pupils up through the delivery ramp. Pick up, again, if you can, please wear a mask. We'll encourage that as part of our social distancing guidance. And indeed, that you maintain your spaces on those yellow spots which are down on the floor, and when they are full, queue down alongside the road on the school side, not over the other way, so that can maintain as a thoroughfare. You will notice, if you haven't been to school recently, that we have some new double yellow lines that are painted on the road. These we have been asking for, begging for, knocking on the door of the council for many, many years. And Mrs. Hastings is delighted that they are now in place. They will further support that safe crossing point just outside our gate. So again, we ask parents to adhere to the highway code and not park on those double yellow lines. Now, we know that if you have a disabled badge, there's obviously the exemption of that, but we do ask that you park further back on them to still allow the people crossing to see up and down the road when they are crossing. It won't help if you park right up to them. That won't allow us to achieve what we're hoping to. So please work with us and support that. The staff car park remains closed at the moment for anyone other than staff. That's due to that being a pick up and drop off point at different times. So if you can remember that, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, all the other things should be the guidance that you've been sent. If there's any other questions you've got, if there's anything else that you want further clarification on, please do drop us a quick email or pick the phone up. We'll be more than happy to speak with you about those. Medicines, if you make sure that you bring those in if your child is needing them. Of course, we sent the majority of those home and they haven't returned. So if you can, A, check they're in date, very important, and then B, make sure that they come in on Monday morning. And if your child is coming in through the main gates, there'll be Mrs. Coolhern there with a box, and she'll take them from you. And if you are coming up through the delivery ramp, then Mrs. Arnold will be there and she will be collecting them from that side of the school. So make sure they are in, as you know, especially asthma inhaler pumps and indeed the auto injectors for anyone that has that. It's vital that we have those in school right from day one as our sort of health and safety perspective. We would encourage our children and remind our children to come in PE kit when it is their PE day. That just stops the need for changing and again supports the things we're doing in school around our bubbles and not moving around beyond what's necessary. So those days should be shared out by your class teachers, but again, if you're not sure, you can always ask the office or drop a quick note to your class teacher on Seesaw. There is, I just want to say thank you to you all for engaging so readily this week in two key things. Firstly, it's been Book Week, and one of our things we have revealed today is the Masked Reader. Lots and lots of families have already taken part in that challenge. 42 of our staff members donned a mask of some description, be it a superhero, be it a creature, be it an animal or a character from a book, and read an extract. So your challenge there is to try and guess who's who. Again, the culmination of this week, through which we've been studying the book Journey by Aaron Becker, and that's been a lovely whole school book that all classes have accessed naturally at different levels. Thank you so much to Mrs. Meager for all her work and putting that together and giving people that experience, whether in school or at home. Definitely we've had some great feedback on that, which is wonderful to hear. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we had our World Maths Day celebration. And thank you to our maths team through Mrs. Moforth, Mrs. Church, and the work that they've been doing to pull that together and to give us some insight into maths around the world and different contexts that we see maths in our everyday lives. As you can tell, we've been really busy. There's been lots of going on around the school. We've been sorting out the outside area as we move into spring. Lots of tidying up, moving things around, refilling our beds of compost ready for growing and gardening, and just making everything look spick and span, ready for all our children as we start returning from the 8th. So thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for everything you continue to do. As I said before, if you've got questions, please put them into us and we'll do our best to answer those. Other than that, we look forward to seeing the vast majority of people return next week. And I hope that you have been enjoying the chapters of Narnia. There are 2 more to go. I'll do one this evening and then the final one tomorrow on Friday. And then that book will be done. There may be a second book. Let's see. I will have a look through the 100 books first of all to see what might take my fancy, and we'll go from there. You are an incredible group of people as our family of our school. You are just a wonderful community to be part of. It does fill me with pride and pleasure when I think of you, think of all you do for each other. The way that you support each other, and indeed the way you support us as a school. Your messages of appreciation and of thanks and of gratitude go such a long way, both for myself, the leadership team, and all our staff, as you regularly put in how you are feeling and how you're feeling supported. I know our inclusion team have done lots with various families in many, many different ways to help them, and I know how much that is appreciated as well. Thank you to the families who have kindly donated into our latest PTFA venture. I won't give too much away because I know some of the staff will be watching this, and I know there's a little bit of a surprise behind it. But if you haven't yet contributed and you certainly would like to, then that is still open for you to do so on Arbor. If you go to Trips and select the relevant object item, you can donate in there, and of course there is a option for you to donate as much as you wish, and that will all go to what we do at school. So thank you in advance for all of your kind donations, contributions, as we continue our great work with the children. So I look forward to sharing more with you next week, and in the meantime, do take care, enjoy the rest of World Book Day, and everything you do in tomorrow for the last day, hopefully forever, but certainly as in the foreseeable future for our remote learning, our home learning, before we're back into school. All the best, take care, bye for now.